Uluku inuhativu Louisa Uvagut Hondanashone Mohawk Nunanganit Tiotiage Montreal Layosud Ni Pisimarivu Uvagut TV Kunin. This is your host Louisa Yeates reporting to you live from the Haudenosaunee Mohawk unceded territory Tiotiage, also known as Montreal. And I'm here with my co-host Isabel.
Hi.
ᓃᕐᒪᓗ တုᙵᓱฉีத் ulumi December 11 ᓃᕐᒪᓗ inuitamani Montrealmit sungusu mangatat ᓃᕐᒪᒃ huvias uvidikiriavitsunilu inutuinaustailangani katingusu sungurutta katingusun laamiustalu tamanit unikaqala langamivu hanuilangangusu laamangatat ă'ʌмᒪᓗ 뚜ᙵᓱᒃtiᔪᒅ takwa ᓃᕙᓿ inutuinausta nunaqaasimayutsutalu takwa First Nations Métis ă'ʌmᒪᓗ inui ᓃᕙᓿ utiviuttausimayui ᓃᕐᒪᓗ 100 aqaqunniit taavani teriup hattatuviniit takwa ᓃᕙᓿ utiviuttausiassimammata taakkuninga tusaumaralalangammiavut. So just to let you guys know in English, we're going to be doing a couple of quick community announcements in Inuktitut with Isabel. We're also going to be hearing about the 62 artifacts from the indigenous nations that have been returned from the Vatican back to us here in Canada. ă'ʌmᒪᓗ ᓃᕐᒪᓗ Dwayne Smith, Inuvialuit Cooperation Kuni Pisimatsuni ă'mᒪᓗ Inuktitut Elder Daryl Nakasaluaq from Tıtüyüktu Community Cooperation Kuni Pisimatsunit tusaumalau'lavu ati Isabel.
Hi. Nakomi Louisa. Takkani tusaqartsain Montrealmit ԥiᕙᓪᓕઅᔪᑦ ԥiᕙᓪᓕअᔪмини ᓃᕐᒪᓗ Inuit SQIA-куну таиканитсайна нириммаалаажумимата Halloween фиснгутиллеру Saint-Ambroise-мит downtown санианералаалаажориннанге Saint-Henri downtown тааванерала 3970 rue Saint-Ambroise аеруматуарути ጡᙵᓱฉีத் аилааққуси ᓃᕐᒪᒃ SQIA купинасуттингит пиммариутитаутсуунлу айтtuussianit nigiortuviniorvi piararnuuvit uffalluuni kamariatinu ħituŋatinnu aitsirunnasinnigiituaruvit ᓃᕐᒪᒃ aitutuqtaulaamata tujuussiat tigumiaqqajalaangimata piyarituarpata nirimmaatut tigumiaruttiirunnaserajanngimata ᓃᕐᒪᒃ aitsirunnaserajanngituaruvit ă'ʌmᒪᓗ Montrealmit Cabot Square Project also Montreal Native Center ile Native Women Shelter ilaniungitu tutsigartut ukiutsiutinit uffalluunniit ikajorsirunnarajartunit ikajortaurealillarinnut silamiisuuraapinnut inunnut ukiutsiutiqatuaruvihikattunit uffalluunniit Amazon Registry miirunnamiyut Amazon Registry upattaorunnamiyut tutsiraangitaikani ħaujisartaorunnamiyuit hikajiaqallaruvit ukiutsiutinit downtown moairunnasiarmiyutit Sanaq Center ukkuingaasuuq hautamaat eengumi ullaakut naengumi unnukut ensure tekwa imittausutit ħanuileqajartaqainna imittaussuni
nihiup replacement riosuurt
ahiartunammiyunga ahiartunartu taimaakisiani isumariqu uqarunnasiarakku taimaak ensure imigutaorunnatu ahiartunatsiarunnasunlu Takwa maannaujuk tusaqatsaqariallatuarutsi Montrealmi tusaumatitaugumavuruut alla inuulerpisuujaaqkallarutsi uqarunnasiammiyussi Amisuni uhalang kawata ati hauja ᓃᕐᒪᓗ Takwa ututi tavini api pihuti api inui pihuti vinapingit avatimarit ukiut naasimajualoluttiluqalla utiti tautsaqatammata uhaariallaqalaapiqunnahi aiqunnasilaujoqavit nuiti tautsutitaikani uhaariallaqalaapiqunnarunsaqi
takwa pihutituqait nunahaqqaasimayunu utiviuttausiasimayuit ᓃᕗᒪᑎᓐᓄథ asuru inutuineit pihutingi 10 ngusimayuit anginipausimayu hayatuinnaq ᓃᕐᒪᓗ. So we were very fortunate on behalf of Uvagut TV to be able to attend the unveiling of the artifacts that were returned by the Vatican to First Nations, Métis and Inuit. ᓃᕐᒪᓗ First Nations, Métis, ă'ämᒪᓗ, Inuit, takwa iluqusivunit pisimayunit utiviuttausialaqisimayu Vatican kunit hayatuinna ᓃᕐᒪᓗ anginipausimayu kisiani inutuinausta pihuti tuqapu 9 ngurallasimayui utiviuttausiasimatsutalu ilangani teikwa pihutivinit Roma-mittuvinit Catholic missionaries kunu tiruyo simayo 1925 ngutilutavani takuyo ugumasimammata exhibition kunit takwa Vatican ku lanni simayui aitu tiriyo simayuit Pope Pius VI atihasimayu tekani lanni simayu kisianit ilangani inutuqai ila nunahaqqaasimayuit tan aituti takwa pihuti aituti rio lutusimammangata naluriyo ginnaatu kisiani nakutsava yoaqaluartu takwa pihuti tuqait utiviuttausima simammatat tungasutitausia simatsutilut sivulivunnit ITK-kut ă'mᒪᓗ tekwa asit chiefs First Nations ni pisimatsutit ilunangi atautsiku piensuhatiritsiasimammata kisiani ayuinasuti takwa pihutivu utiviuttausiarunnasimayuit.
Wow, utuktisivintsiarmata ilahati qaarunnasianersaavajarunsaqita ima nunahaqqaasimayutsuta inuillu allailumaitilu utuktisiviulaujut aitu siaviniuniqartaviniqu laqataaqhi
Vatican kuniraqtuvini kisiani taanna suliummanga naluriyaunginnaatuq suliqungitu tiruyausinnasimaqutuvinit ilanganit nunahaqqaatuit First Nations, Métis, ă'mᒪᓗ, Inuit tilliriyausimaniangu rihaqqayaviningit kisiani taana
tigusitsituinlaarituviniuqquutu aalumi sivulliappivu tigulajauviutuintuviniuqquutui
huuqtui atutamminit atusuuviniqminit maherutiiruyauhattasimayumminit
hautamatsiutillariutsutilu imaatuinna pitaariallaqajangiinta sanarialivinilaриалуумата пихутиминлу пихатсиасути аитуtuituinna suuviniummangaata taanna nalunarunarmiju apersusangijaaqajammijonga aituttautsiajuviniorluaqsi imaarala
nalunatu nginnaatu taanna kisiani teikwa pihutivinit utiviuttausimammata ᓃᕐᒪᓗ uvattinit iluqissivunni utiviuttausimayuyaaliqata teikwa sivulivut sanayavinit minit aitui sanayavinit utiviuttausimaqata takwa attunaqtumarialummiyu uvattini unuttuinaustaq unikaassialangaju takwa uhahattiaqatsiarunna siloyavuttuin ammalutero ᓃᕐᒪᓗ Yeates hayattuqamminuk mitsaanut kisiani takwa 9 artifacts ᓃᕐᓪαᓪ takwa ᓃᕐᒪᑎᓐᓄథ takun unikagala runnalangammi ᓃᕐᒪᒃ
Ăpirsusangiyaeqomavunga takwa ᓃᕐᒪᒃ takutsauqallaquun satu atuinnaulaaquun satu inunnu takoqomayutuinanut
takwa tukita haariaqarmiyuilangani ᓃᕐᒪᒃ nanimiutsayaulutummangata sunamo sanayausimammangata ammalu hanu atutausimammangata takwa tukitaatiariahanginnaatui ilanganit utuutiriaussunguttit nalunangitu kisiani assit immaha piuyuurutiiriausimayuq aesthetic
piusauttituinnaulangatsuti
ilangani runnaummimmata
so piuyutuinna atsinguami takoqqauqamaulla takutsauttitaulangajutiami piuyutuinnauqaujui atsinguatuinna takutsoqu piuyutuinnaukainatu sunaqalaappiin qisimatsiasuti sanamatsiatuapiutsutit isumanaqauju taanna atsinguatuinna takutsoqu inuit pisitivinaalui sanasitialui sanamatsiatuapiutsuti allaamirtsutavini taakua
utuutiriausimayuillu ta ilangani taimetuni atuluariaharunneeraluartavu ullumi asiani qallunaasiutini attusuunguattaq kisiani pisti tuinnaularialusimammata sivulivut qallunaanu upataulaurtangittilluti taakwa pihutit attutaumavajuartasimayui hautamaat teema kisiani inuusi inurunnasimayui
atausi takoqqaumirakku uqaalangajavusseaqu uqaavalliarunnaqquuqqinuussunani taakwa quliungiqartui sunallariummangata takoqunnasinninginnata ayuvinitsianguratti taakwa takutsauttitautilluri uqaaqalaapirunnaqi piqutiqiyaujuni takutsautitavinnernin
marik taqa atausi hilaluraup ivalumminut whale rope tana layosut qalunai atsunanga qalunai layosu whale rope made of sinu immaha tutauqattasimayuq hamutiu hangani hilarutiiriuartasimayuq hanu
nahitariqutauqattasimayu
nahitariqutauqattasimayu
atsuna nahitariqunnasilaritsuti hamutinniilangajuni
taqataima pitahaqqaummiyuq ammalu haaliuti umimau natjuvinnimminu sanayausimayu hallutik
iwa hanuinna iwa halluti
immaha huortu ammalu immaha imirutiuriausimaqquutuvini
halluti teikwa ivelungualaritsunga imivalaumata uppalunni imahautimugritsutit imaaqala
or nihilirisiuti
ja
asuguli takkua harjumajo tieratangimmata inuit working group mi sanarunaulaamimmata hanu takkua pihutituqaya sunamuat sanajausimammangata ammalu hanu atu viuto tasimammangata takkua anaanaqalu litiaanaqataa kansumiut uhahatiritsiasu kisiani una sunamuulingayuklikia atu runau miyu sunamillu haaliutirala haqqauyuq natsiviniup natsivini qissimi atuqsuti puuriusimmayu hanukia scoop
takutsuutainnatringua blueberry picking taanaisumariat iqqatatuatsiaritsuqu kigutanginnaniatuarutat atu tapaaloqa kigutanginnaniaruma Tan ipiriqaumillaqa takuqaullaqa takutsugun. Iqatiqatatuariqainamillaqa hallutiapiutsunni. Lersussimajuati.
Immahaimiqiutiu imahautiriosuqquutuvini imiqutiriorunna yuiarmissunilu. Ulukallaqarmissunniluut miqsuttunu attutauqattasimmayuvinit ipinattuusuni mikiukalauqami.
Hanuiliasoorna. Ilittiqutautsunni.
Ilittiqutauqattasimmayu ipinattuusuni.
Isuaqunaqulu. Mikinersaneruupita qavalaumata ilittiqumaliqamin. Angijualuil niqhiqalanua tutsoqune.
Ammalu uqsuni piyerutit.
Hanuiliasoormi jorna. Sakkuuleramaasoo puiruttassagumajunga.
Ammalu imahautiralle haqqauyu imma naluriauginnaassunit sunamu sanayausimammangaat natsiviniup aqiarunga Yeates nakasuuriauqquuttu.
Nakasuujaannissaulauju. Innuin ilitaqsirunnasissuungummata ullumi atunginnaassuunqartigusulli taikkua takutsauju. Ilitaqsiruna yuviniulaujummiyu taikkanittu ilitaqsijuni qaujaqattalauju.
Nakasuulayoqalihattassuni kisiani immahaunginnaattu taakkua tukita historians tukitaatsialaatuapta kisiani confirm siarunnalaaqaluarmissutit taakkua pihuttituqait sunaulutuummangaata.
Aleanaruna qauisaarumapaqa utirpiusaalauqtatu taikkununga historians inuttitoqanui taitsuman taitsuman tuqaliriji laqunnasiqajaqqauqinu
Laqunnaumalli.
Ile tukiqatsiatu taima.
Ammalu haqqju mahirutiriausimmayuq sanayausimmayuq kikkiattuqarmuq immaha viniq mo sanayausimaqquutuvini sauni ammalu hilaluaup ivalumminut hilasimatsu. Haqqju naulalayosuqquutu. Ammalu taanna natsipitaaq aqnau miqqutihautinga taanna nuta ngun ila uvikauni sauliqata taaqtiminga haimatiani qunnaunginata atutauloasuurunnaimmat kisianit miqqutihautiqulu riyaussu hattasimmayu nivingattassimatsuni hungasikkut pimmarialu hattasimammata miqqutivu atnaustaasiuyu teiliruti rihattasimammiyavu taakkua natsipitaaq
piujuuqunnaungilalliuna takujaviniqillurit tigumiaqunnasilau tiupalu attutaaqunnasi tigumiaqunnasi
tattamitsia simayuilangani tekkua qallunna taavanituvini kisiani inuttuinnausta ilangani ima attulituarta kisiani ippiritsiarunnaasuuvu tarataakkua ayuntuqai
tigumiaqunnasi javinittiina
naimahattasiina javinitsigullu
tutsiavit sunniunniqaat
tagat iqqi teikkualuut hilalugaup atsaluangat
ngimmat atsaluangungimat
atsunaaq thanks kuttasiunguqamai
hanuingittu taakkua iloqqusivut uqaussivullu asiutitauqassuattuviniutsutit utiqtisiqasuaqqugu taima kisianiilitsivallialangavuriin titutsial takutaqaluarutta kayusiqattaritsi
nakumik taqaasiruli tekkua utuutiriauhattasimayuit teemanga hillei hattasimammata inuit taakkua tightener sukkariarutiriauhattasimayu ima taqa teemanga teemettuni anguti tiumiahattasimayuit immahaluunit fishnet
nulua ririk nuluaqliuk nuluaqliuqutiqitsugiin
ila yuri miyavu takuasuli umangata tukitariahanginnaatuit
CCTV
unalo number 9 nanup niahungata sunamulingayu lutumangata naluriyaunginnaasuni kisianit immaha laqhauravisulitsutilu yuiyaga
ja ᓃᕖᒅ티ٿ ja la joaltuinnaarma khallunaatituuriarnaa iliniavimi nunaviksi-vunitsavunniisuta iliniatitaolojoqarta iliniatsiyaapivunnu iivi takunnaaruvi iivi mark uqaalaujummaat aqnairu amautiqatsutit mauna atsunaaqavalaummata ullumilli qilatuinsuunguliqtuqu piqqaissimayumi kisiantaitsavina atsunaaqavalaummata xanuke uqalaujanga iivi puiguqqapuiguqtavinaaluqa hanuiliyaussuungumanga kisiani ima tikumiaqutiqitsuqutla huqqutiqitsunio asuila amaaqtanga taimailangatsianiarmat piujuapiurasuaqattasimajuiru taimaittungi atinga haujiruku utiqpiqatsialaaqamailtsinu immaqa word of the day uqauteriyaaqunalaaqtu ulluqutiujumut taikkani
taga nakutsatuina va'yuatu takwa pihutitu hei utiviutausimaqatta inutuinausta pimmarialurummiu iluqusivunnit nakutsasiarsungalu takwa takunnaasiavu taqliyaaliavinivuut Dwayne Smith ammalu ॾaryl nakassuuluaraq
ati takunnalaulava
ati
Takwa hahati-hatialangamiyavu ॾaryl ammalu Dwayne inuvialummiutiyiit hayamminu utititiiuinit Vatican kuni pisimattiluti takkani Museum of History mi lottulaaqmisuni nakumitsia haisimaqatsi can you guys just introduce yourselves quickly and let us know which organization you're working with and your role in relocating the kayak back to Canada?
Just introduce ourselves first.
Mm-hmm.
The English name is Dwayne Smith. I'm the chair and CEO of the Uvagut Regional Corporation.
ᓃᕐᒪᓗ, I'm the chair of the 뚜ᙵᓱᒃ Community Corporation.
And what role did you guys play in bringing back the kayak from the Vatican to Canada?
Well, when we first heard about it, I wrote a letter back in 2021 stating that it wasn't the Pope's kayak and that we wanted it returned. And that was to the federal government at the time. And the media got a hold of that and started elevating the issue. And when we've had opportunity during one of our meetings with the federal government and the Prime Minister, it was brought up again for their support to assist in getting the kayak repatriated. And lo and behold, the Pope was going to be coming to Canada, so that was the opportunity for the federal government to show their support in this matter, and it was raised by the Prime Minister himself, as well as the Foreign Affairs Minister at that time, to request that the kayak be returned directly to the Pope.
ᓃᕐᒃᓮ pinsuaqattauqattayuviniu mangataatsilinga hayammi tusariursuni anaqautiiriami kiutsiasunilu tusaamarriutsasuni allariaqasimayu taakuninga Vatican kunut tutiarsuni hayamminut utiviuttauriamit naluna simangitu taana Pope mupiriyo simangitu taana hayaq utiviuttaurumangatallatsiasunilu allasimatsuni it was 2022 when the Pope came.
Yes.
2022 mutilu Pope St. Francis demana Canada mo highlightilu uppatosiasimayut sabutiosiarsunilu Prime Minister bunnit tutirasimayu tutirarallasimayu demani tikitilu Pope St. Francis. So how do you guys feel about the whole process, and how does it make you feel to be the first ᓃᕐᒪᓚ to be able to reclaim your property coming from the Vatican?
Daryl.
I was always very interested in our culture and history and studied Kaya, but never firsthand. Having it in person, to be able to touch it, to look at it, see, you could see some of the tooth marks of the manufacturer, the guys, my ancestors who built the Kaya. Makes it real personal. You can almost feel like you're part. You can be in touch with the guy who built it. The size of it was a bit surprising, how slender, how narrow, small, and long, and fast looking it was. Our people really perfected that kayak design. It was an extremely, when we opened the crate, it's like it glowed for me. I was tongue-tied. I couldn't, very personal thing, and very proud of the ᓃᕐᒪᓚ to see something like that come back.
ᓃᕐᒪᓚ hano atutusimamangata amlo hano ipirusumangata ᓃᕐᒪᓚ tena haya utititausimamat Vatican kunut ᓃᕐᒪᓚ tana sivulimminu sanayausimaqammit ipinatuusunnilu sanatsuni kiisihattasimayu taatsiminga sanatsuni taka tema ipirusutiatu connection hatsiasunilu taakuninga sanayiminu.
So what are your next steps moving forward with the unveil? So the first steps were successful, obviously, in returning our artifacts back to us and bringing them here to Canada. What are the next steps with this kayak and beyond?
Well, for ourselves, for the IRC, we will likely put a working group together ourselves with elders and youth, with people that have the experience, like Daryl in kayak making. But as I had said earlier, we want to try and video and photograph, document all parts of the kayak from the inside of right to the horn on each end, so that we can bring that back and show, first of all, to show each of our communities the meaning of this, the importance of it to our identity, our culture, our history, our heritage, and then to take some direction from this group, the working group that we would create, and if they decide that they want to have a workshop or workshops, and where to try and replicate this specific style, because we do have two others in this museum as well. One is very similar, but one is slightly older and a little bit different. So we want to learn from each of these. There's supposed to be 5 kayaks from our region in the world, and we have 3 of them here now. So that's a good opportunity for us. But again, it's to revitalize that knowledge of how these were made, with what they were made with, how the ribs were made in the specific cases for these, what type of material was used for each item, and again, to revitalize that part of our knowledge, our history, our culture, so that we can bring it back and continue to pass that on in the future.
Apersiurataasunga hanu kayusi unaula mangata takwa hayak mino utiviutausimamata hanu sungusu lasiva apersiusiarsuna kiutiasungalo ᖃᕐᒪᒃ Tegua pinsutini pinasutisiu talami takuninga tıkitarutiğiamit amma tıkisiriatsiarumamma tatakwa hanu atsanayosimamanga sunamilu attutausimamanga ta iluqhusibunnit harititsi ilinetitsirelarumamma ta uvikabunnit tema pinsuti takwa tukitalami hanu kayusirunaula'manga ta ᓃᕐᒃᓐᓄથ three ni hayatuinani pitahamiyutakkani Museum of History kunit ammalu makhuni pitaralahamisuni takwa heniviutaunginnaatui.
So you explained a little bit already about the different patterns on the hayak when you noticed it first, and how it was used during traditional hunts, and how maybe animals were pulled up onto it, or greasy hands were held in specific places. This isn't something that we're used to seeing today, so it was really amazing that you were able to make that connection. How do you feel about revitalizing our traditional hunts using traditional kaya?
I really like to see it revived. We have some young people that I worked with about 25, 30 years ago that we reconstructed these kaya. But we were never able to take them out on a hunt, but that's something I'd like to see in the future. Rather than a static display, I'd like them to be used again. You know, the Inuvialuit isn't a culture that used to be. It's not a past culture. We're still here today, and we could reclaim that hunting use of traditional tools more. Like we still use the harpoon, we still use many of our tools to butcher the ulus, and but the kayak is one thing that we haven't used for a long time, but I'd like to see a revival.
Nalunang ito dana utivyo ᓃᕐᒪᓗ mahainik hayami sunit apirsuyavenitsu hano ipirususimamanga takuninga atutausimarami sivulivuni sanayosimayuni takuning tatatininga hayakmi ᓃᕐᒃᒃtiᔩᒅ ilangani mahayhatiyuvini upattat natsiyuvini upattat hayau hanganu Viutau hattasimarami takwa nuitanginnatui hayau mitsaanut uksunga nuitanginnatu ammalu naukutirumiak viutausimammangaat ipinatu nginnaasuni uksunginnausimammata akkangi tagatema ipirusuur simayu takunariutsasuni ippasa unveiling riuttautiluuq Terapiaksuyavenitsu hanu kayusirunaula'mangaatat Louisa takuninganit mahayutihariamit utuutitilu hayatuinnamit ammalu aturavut our tools.
Just to touch on your question first, each kayak is custom made, as you're well aware as a kayak maker yourself.
Yeah.
They have the general design, but when I say custom, they're unique to that individual. And Daryl was explaining earlier, the pocket is going to be specifically the size of that person using that to ensure minimum amount of water would be entering, and it fits the person when they're sitting in there as well. Where the things are placed is again designed to the size of the person using it, how they would take the harpoons out, or where the lace in the back would be for their float when they're conducting their activities using it.
Yeah, this design is really specific to our ancestral community where we lived until the epidemics really took a lot of people away from us. But it's like it's like it's written on it where it was made, because to the west of where we are, it was made a bit different. To the north and east of where we are was made different. So it's specific to our group of people. It's like it was written on it. It's a ᓃᕗᒃ beluga hunter kayak. There's none other like it.
That was the description that came with it?
I didn't see the description. I'm familiar because it didn't need documentation of where it come from. It was come from our area.
Yeah.
So we had, in the past, we had 6 different sub-tribes. The Eskimo lakes or Husky lakes had one west of ᓃᕗᒃ. There's another kitty was one,
Group
well, was part of the kitty
group.
area, the older site. That's way older, yeah. And Styles, Cape Bathurst area, so, and then further east from there.
Yeah.
So they had subtle differences because some were in different waters. So this area was a significant annual concentration of beluga would molt and have their young ones in this location. So there's 2 sites there. One is over 1,100 years old, and ᓃᕗᒃ is around 900 years old now, where we used to and we still do harvest beluga to this day in the same area.
Wow. Tagatana lanisimatsuni te ᓃᕗᒃ nalunasimangitu te mga utisungumiut akaro limat utisungumi ᓃᕗᒃ teitsimani Mackenzie Delta Saniani tagadekani hilalurasiu suunginnaatui tekani sainaktumi tagadekani nalunasimangitu hayak uksuunginnausuungummat ta tekani hilalurau uksungani tuinaurunaumiyu tagadetsimani tekani Mackenzie Delta kuni pisimayu nalunasimangitu sutaga nalunasimangitu nammini sanarusi haplikata inutuinausta.
Yeah, so I'm coming from a place of where, I love to kayak. I've been doing kayak for many years. My family has done kayak for many years. And I made one this year too, and you said you also made one. So can you tell us a little bit about what you do back home and how you teach kayak making and where that knowledge came from?
Yeah, I've worked in the past in our community and the next community over with students to try to get interest so that they know where they come from. Our ᓃᕗᒃ youth need to know where they come from, so they have the identity. They know that they are ᓃᕗᒃ, that they come from a really strong group of people, resilient, intelligent, and successful hunting community. Really important that they're grounded and know where they come from. And the kayak and the other courses I give where we build harpoons and other hunting gear, that they're familiar with their culture. And now there's ᓃᕗᒃ language revitalization that's going on in our area. It's like reclamation of our culture and heritage again.
Iliniatsiirummiu Daryl ilkusivuni anaqangani ᓃᕗᒃ teitsimingaaru hayaliortinit iliniatsiisuummiu ammalu uutiutivunni iliniatitsiisuummiu uhausimminilu uttiviuttoorasuarmiu ᓃᕗᒃ tituk tema uhausiqarmimmata iliniaviuttoorasuartatu uvikke temanga iliniatitsiqasuartasunilu suunguyuvunnit inutuinausta nalunangitu pistiuvuruut tema uhautiiruma suungummiu uvikavunnit pimmarialutsuni kayusiihuina tuusunilu.
Is there anything else that you guys would like to share with our viewers?
I think just being here is a significant time when there's a repatriation of something that in our eyes belongs to us, and it's a long time coming. It's an interesting time, and I'd like to thank the chair for giving me this opportunity to accompany him at such an important event.
Tarabersu ririta mira iliriaro mga tadakwa takunatuno tusayunut latuina siyarsunilo tan repatriation kanoim tituviri remi naluri kalorsu kisiani utiviu tóuğasuartu iluqsivut nalunangitut taunga lima tario akian tiusiritu natunakitsasiarsunilo ilautitausimakami chairperson mino latsias.
Anything else?
They're all touched it all, yeah.
So I just want to say thank you very much for putting the effort forward and setting the precedent. This is just barely the tip of the iceberg, and I say that with all puns intended, coming from our regions, and I think it sets a strong precedent for other artifacts and other Inuit regions to bring back our artifacts.
Nakomisier Dwayne Amaludero takuningani ayuinangin lima ratsit ilukusibuni iliniat yung inastiluk sivuli daw siya ᓃᕐᒃ Dwayne nakomik
ayuina ᓃᕐᒃ tusseruna sijuvinniulaqitsut utertisijuvinniilluteikua ᓃᕐᒃiani미от tutsiavirtua ajorituirtualarunnaruuqattirudavarikana nakomiut utittisijuvinnitsiangoratsi uqalaujummimaru tillijut saungillasi aulajimmiyalatilleru
mari
taanna ullumi ullumi ilaaniumitu una takutsauhatauqaujun natsipitaaraapik aqnait miqqutiqautirivalauqtangateitsumani natsipitaaq miqqutiqauti
nivingarsu hattasimammiuq hungasiku asiuyiteilirutiuri hattasimammiinga pihutiraappiu simammataana pivitsavaqjuartasimayuq miqsutinut mahaittinut angutirassai natsipitaahartasimayuq kisiani puuhataak lajongaartasimammiyuq asiuyiteiliruti asiuyiteilirutiiriuartasimayuq pihutiapimminnit
natsipitaahatuaruvili sunami iluaniijaaqarajaqi
miqqutiikaaseruli miqsutiurama
uaqalo
Asuuk nakumi ᓴᓅᒃᓪᓕഅᔪთ takuninga ilautiarunnassiartuvinit ullumit Daryl Smith, CEO and Chair of the Uvagut Regional Corporation, Daryl. Inutuhavut, ᓃᕐᒃᓪᓕഅᔪთ, 뚜ᙵᓱᒃtiᔪᒃ Community Regional Association kuni ಪಿᕙᓪᓕഅᔪनिත් ITK kutiru takuningani pihutituhavunnit utititi viuttauriamit saputi siartasimammiyut pinsuati ritsiartasimatstilu nunhaqqaasimayunit Louisa
Isabel nakomik
nakomik